Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is a Let's Play Danganronpa 2 part 39, right? Yeah, gosh, we're already that far in. In the previous video, we kicked off the fourth class trial. We learned that Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building, just Strawberry House is on top of Grape House, which I kind of already suspected. I'm trying to remember, were there really any other major revelations? I do know I got salty at the end because the last prompt was kind of stupid as far as I'm concerned. Where Kazuichi's like, the bodies, they're a dummy. And then you say, well, what about the pillar? The pillar's broken in the exact same way and fashion. How did they manage to do that? And then he says, shut up, that doesn't disprove what I'm saying. And then you go, what about, you know, all the other things that are exactly the same? Like, even if the body was somehow magically constructed to look the exact same, what about this, this, and this? And then you're like, no, none of those count. Just the disassembled parts that I use are the only thing that matter. I mean, it's like, even the prompt that they wanted you to use uses like 6 different examples. And if you use any of those examples except for the parts, you're wrong. So, it's not like that bad, and I don't want to complain about it too much, but it's a little dumb.
Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower.
And plus, the whole idea that, like, it's the dummy in the first, like, the whole premise of the prompt is, like, kind of built on, like, stupid ground in the first place, which is what I think got me more than anything, because essentially, his argument is the same as Sonya's, that, like, oh, maybe they just, it was magically reconstructed to look the same. And then you're like, that's dumb. No, stupid. And then it's like, well, exactly how is it dumb? You can't prove that the Earth isn't flat. And it's like, well, I mean, there's like satellite. What if those satellite images are fakes created by the secret and national government? And then it's like, when someone says something so stupid, eventually you can't disprove it because they'll just say your evidence is fake.
The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Oh yeah, throw him under the bus, Sonya.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
I mean, you are acting big weird, not gonna lie. I don't think Kazuichi did it.
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer.
I feel like if there's a killer, I still think it's Gundam. He hasn't been very active in the trial at all. He didn't do much in the investigation.
If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall.
Yeah,
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
that's kind of what I thought.
I see. That is disappointing.
Now, I guess it is possible for it to be someone from Grape House. I don't really know the logistics of it. It really does feel like they're pointing more and more towards it being a suicide, which, I don't know. I thought it was cool the first time they did it, but if they're gonna do it again,
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's
I'll wait until
meaningless
if it
don't
is a
have the
suicide,
important
I will
answer.
wait until we fully finish the trial before I, judge it, though.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
No.
The body moved to a different floor?
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right.
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
Chiaki, to quit talking about this crazy futuristic technology. A device like that, maybe it could be like it makes things rise. It could be called like a risator. Yeah, a risator. I feel like I've seen that before. All right. Oh, now it's Hangman time. I mean, I assume it's elevator. Looking for an E. There's no O. Well, there is an O in elevator, actually, but it's, like, so far away. V? What? Oh, yeah, there's a V in elevator. What am I saying? Actually, we should keep a V around, because if we ever get an E, we're... Okay, is it not? There we go. Should have kept the V for a little bit longer. Or no, L. I know how to spell elevator. Okay, we do need we'll need an O eventually. Just not now. Looking for, no, bad. Time. Speedrun record.
I got it! You must be talking about an elevator.
You know, we didn't get very good cooperation at first, considering it took us about 8 years to get an E, but, you know, we did pretty good on the second half. We were able to get everything before it started going too fast for me.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
I mean, it doesn't even seem like it's that crazy of a logic. Like, that seems so obvious.
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself.
Yeah.
The inside of the tower is one big elevator.
You're like, an elevator? Come on, Hajime, you're crazy. But like, dummy? Oh, yeah, definitely. They just made a dummy with all of the no spare parts we have. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Like, they'll buy that shit, but like, an elevator? We don't have that type of technology.
Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator.
Didn't Nagito say when we thought that was wrong, though? Or
So
it
whether
couldn't be
you
that
enter from
simple?
Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall?
That was like one of the main reasons I kind of doubted this, was because Nagito basically like fucking is like, well, could you think it could really be that simple? Well, no, he says like the rotating couldn't be it. Yeah, that it's not that simple. I'm like, really, the idea that it's an elevator isn't that much more complicated.
It all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
Yeah.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
It's not a real. Well, no, the door it spins around, so that's the actual entrance for when you're going back to Strawberry.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator,
Okay, they have to establish
there's
that
no
it
reason
rotates.
for the doors to change.
Even though it should be like kind of. I mean, the fact that the body rotates.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
Yes.
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
I wouldn't take that argument to its logical conclusion, Chiake.
What did you say?
Like, yeah, okay, they're a murderer, but they really like dogs.
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
So that we can figure out who the killer is. You know, the whole reason we're here, the entire purpose of the game.
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
What does everything that hasn't changed have in common? That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing is they're on the floor.
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Come on, Hajime, you got this.
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer.
Once again, Chiake, you don't have to be, like, vague. You can just say it.
The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
This is not the time for the Socratic method, Chiake. The floor moves.
I see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, Only the floor was.
I kind of thought we were already operating under that assumption.
That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
So I guess it doesn't actually rotate then.
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
Wait, do they rotate? I don't
We
know.
falsely believed that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Hoo, thanks.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Oh, he didn't take the compliment.
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Okay, well, we know the Funhouse is now in Alabama.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Yo, why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
I guess. Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but seriously, hold on. Even if you repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? That's a Hajime line. Hajime is now Southern for the rest of this section. Chain? The door that leads to Strawberry Hall is a chain Naito as well. The door that leads to Strawberry Hall is a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the Funhouse.
I suppose.
The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue,
They probably
might have
shouldn't keep
discovered
using
the
that
truth.
diagram because it's incorrect. It's misleading.
The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Yeah.
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
Probably.
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Are we gonna talk about the ultimate weapon? Shut up, Hajime. We're not gonna talk about the ultimate weapon.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
I mean, you know, you deserve it. I mean, not really. Well, I mean, kind of.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right?
Right?
If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
By going up and down? I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically,
Mm-hmm.
then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side.
It spins, dude.
But does this reflect reality?
It spins. We already know it spins. Oh boy,
Inside
you're gonna get
Grape
blasted.
Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
Now that does pretty much clear Kazuchi, because we're gonna have to use his evidence about the compass. Or Kazuichi, because he's the one who because he could have, because if he was trying to, like, hide the nature of the tower, he would have an incentive to lie here. But if what he said is true, it disproves what Gundam says, so that just makes me even more confident in my suspicions of Gundam, assuming there's an actual killer.
What does this mean?
I agree, what does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the positions of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? Okay. What is it, Kazuichi's account?
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Vertically?
However, at both houses...
At both houses.
If the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Incorrect. Okay, or not. When the elevator's behind you, each tower exists in opposite directions. Your back is getting scored. What? Shut up. Okay, maybe jump the gun a little bit.
Vertically, not
Wait, let's make sure we're even on the right one. It may not be called Kazuichi's account. No, it is. I mean, it's definitely got to be something to do with, like, the rotation.
If the the towers are in...
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
I mean, I feel like that contradicts what Sonya said more than what Gundam did. Well, I guess it's that it doesn't just move vertically.
The
It
elevator
moves...
should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
I don't know. I can't... What did Sonya even
The
say?
elevator wasn't just moving.
Can you see what they say in the thing? She said... Oh wait, no, this is the dialogue before the thing. I can't remember what she said, but I feel like that contradicted what Sonya said more than it contradicted what Gundam said, but I could be mistaken.
Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Because it does move vertically, right? So, I mean, it's not that... I mean, technically he's right.
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
So I feel pretty good about Gundam. I mean, I think Gundam is the most likely killer. And then Sonya as number 2.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees.
I do like how the camera kind of rotated there when she said it. Oh god. It was like a 12 FPS rotation.
Perimeter as it rotated to the other side.
Oh god, it's like so framey.
Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side
It's like a
when we arrived at
PowerPoint
Grape
presentation.
House appeared on our left side when we
Maybe
were
they're
at
going for that
Strawberry House.
aesthetic.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Man, Fuyuhiko, remember how we got here? Remember how we entered into the funhouse?
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with.
To begin with.
I'm different from these lowly humans.
I'm sorry.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff.
Oh, yeah, like who did the murdering? Oh, look at stupid Akane. Wanted to talk about the murderer. We're 90 minutes into the class trial.
What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate
Dude, I
weapon
love
is yet?
Nagito now.
It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
He's skyrocketed up the power rankings.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my. I can't believe I have to explain that now.
I love it, man.
As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
He's just snarky Makoto. It's so good. What an octagon means? Well, it's 8-sided, right?
I see.
Wrong.
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe you don't learn. I mean, I guess it would make more sense for the octagon connection to be more obvious from like a Western background, considering we have like way more of our words are inspired from Latin. So maybe you don't really learn about that in Japan, I guess.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
The ring, yo. UFC boys. The name befitting the place Octagon, it's probably the tower? Is the tower an octagon? I mean, it's more of a circle, but maybe it's octagonal? No? Well, I mean...
Crap!
I guess are we supposed to click on the final dead room? The first floor?
Crap!
I don't really know. I don't know what you're going for here. The elevator? Elevator's not octagonal. The elevator?
Crap!
I don't really know what I'm going for here. I'm kind of clicking on everything.
Crap!
Like, what else is there to click on? There's the hallway.
Crap!
Is it outside?
Crap!
I really have no clue what you want me to click on. The top? I mean, I don't know if this, like, I don't know what is actually counts as different things to click on. Like, is this all Strawberry House? Yeah, I have really no clue what they want here.
We will never give up.
I don't know what they want me to click on. Can we rotate? Because I mean, I feel like it's okay. It's the final dead room, but like, I wish I could just see like what you can click on. Because I mean, we clicked on this, clicked on this, clicked on this, clicked on the elevator, clicked on this. What else is there? There's the space between. No? The bottom one. The third floor of the Grape House, but like it doesn't mention what floor, so I think it just counts if you click on it at. I don't understand. The timer. This doesn't make any sense. And we clicked on the elevator, right? Yeah, we clicked on the elevator.
Here.
What?
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
I just clicked on Grape House, dude.
Why is that place the Octagon?
I mean, yeah, but I just clicked on Grape House.
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
But I clicked on the final dead room.
That's basically the gist of it.
That's dumb. You can't convince me that's not like kind of stupid. At least the way it's
true identity of
done.
The Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Because I'm pretty sure I kind of clicked, like, I mean, I clicked right near where the final, like, you know, where I thought the final, like, on the first floor. So, I don't know.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the Funhouse.
It was the friends we made all along the way, actually.
Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the Funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
Okay, what does that mean?
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to
I will
keep
go
us
ahead
from
and say
learning the
this is
mystery of the building.
definitely my least favorite trial. I think it had the best investigation, period, but the actual trial itself is a little stinky.
But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime.
It's like, it's got it, like, most of the prompts are, like, super easy, and then there's ones that are, like, the ones that I've messed up on, or I've just been, like, the connections are pretty weak and tenuous. And, like, even, like, that one, the pick a spot thing, I don't know,
It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
The only saving grace is Evil Nagito. Big fan. The Funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does that mean? How did the killer use that room to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did it? Yo, we're just now at the halfway point? Well, I guess it's been about 90 minutes. That's about right.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Let me say it right away. Also, I'm going to pause and be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander, but there's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is seriously stupid fatly lately. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of those would be... Ta-da! Stufatly! There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now.
Monami is... Oh, you're gonna
is
say
a
it.
serious Stufatly.
I kind of figured he was, like, not gonna finish the line. Save me up, boyo.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
The urge to hold down the B button almost overtook me.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy.
Quit saying that.
I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Okay, I don't think the game can be trusted to have use of the phrase various reasons anymore. No, you're wrong. You can't have it. That's banned. Strike that from the script.
And just like I say each time,
It's gonna be
don't forget to say
redacted from now on.
frequently.
You can't be trusted with it.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
It's like the meme, dude. I love it. That's so good.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is
Somebody used the ultimate weapon. Doesn't really matter the specifics.
the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
The ghost of Teruteru, obviously.
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
He's not crazy anymore. He's just evil now.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
Your eyes beg to differ.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
Well, that's before I learned you were all losers.
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
He's got a point, especially in the context of the game, where you're never just murdering one person, you're murdering everyone else at the same time, unless you immediately come clean.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I don't want to suspect you, Gundam, but you do seem to be the most likely choice.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can.
Once again, assuming it's an actual murder situation, which, you know, it's highly likely it's not. Like, I feel like they might just reuse the suicide thing.
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Yeah. The HP bar's looking mighty low. I mean, we've already, like, failed this trial. Like, we're gonna get, like, big B energy, so I don't really care. He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building? I mean, crushed by the elevator? Falling? Falling makes sense.
I see!
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
That's why multiple choice questions are easy. I hadn't even really considered falling up until then, and then as soon as you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that's it.
If the Funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected,
So he could have been pushed from the top floor while the elevator was down, maybe?
then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method.
That's what you guys do all the fucking time.
Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Now the question is just about the door.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Come on, Gundam, why you gotta be like that, buddy?
But my gut is going crazy right now.
I mean, her gut has a startlingly high accuracy rate. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? I'm gonna reach the truth behind this incident. I need to solve that mystery first. Elevator, broken doorknob, strange feeling.
When the
Kane's account? What's a Kane's account? That's just like she heard him at 5. She heard a noise at 5:30, which was probably him falling. The Hiko's account, that's about the alarm clock. No, that's about seeing him leave at 5. Contact elevator. It was broken. It was broken at the grape house side. So it had gone up. Okay, so I don't think that's important. Clock's alarm timer. That was at 7:30.
It'd be
Broken doorknob. It was on the far back door of Strawberry House. So that means maybe the door could have been opened, because Strawberry House would be on the 4th floor. Or the back door of Strawberry House. It's impossible to shove the victim off from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
What?
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
A moving object.
the other door won't open.
Moving object.
Which
Is it
means the
strange
elevator
feeling
wouldn't have
again?
moved either.
Oh, because he was put asleep, dude.
That must be the threshold of that
He was
elevator.
put asleep. It mentions that. He mentions that,
When the elevator is on, you can't go through the
if
door.
he was
It'd be
put to
impossible.
sleep, it wouldn't be able to
After
recognize
locking
it.
They moved the elevator.
This is a good prompt. This is a very good prompt.
Hold on. Did you? As long as there's a moving object.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, maybe the second half of the trial will be better. That's a very good
That
prompt.
sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
Now, before I say that's a good prompt, does any of the evidence actually mention that? It mentions his, I mean, because he does have dialogue that says that, like, hey, you know, even though I wouldn't be able to move, it would still sense me due to the mechanical stuff, but in sleep mode, I wouldn't be noticed. But granted, that is kind of relying on you to remember kind of throwaway dialogue from like 4 hours previously because you just had to go through the longest investigation in history. I don't think it really mentions that. I'm lucky I remembered. But at least there's like some deduction going on there and remembering of stuff.
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
Yeah?
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
The wire. The wire, dude. The wire.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
You know, Kazuichi, all will be forgiven if you just hang out with us one more time. That's all you gotta do. Just don't be the killer and hang out with us one more time. And then you can get off of the nerd list and be on the cool guy list. Shiake seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? A wire, my dude. He was like tied up. Okay, it does auto go for wire, which makes me a little skeptical.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Pause the drop. Probably. Well, no,
So
I don't want
you're
to
telling us
contradict
all
her. I want to agree.
To think about the arrangement, right?
Do not interfere. We got an achievement.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No. Thinking time.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No. I'm done with the
What
freaking
about the
pillar.
oil on the floor?
No.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
You're wrong.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Oh my god, Kazuichi. He's
Silence,
back.
pest.
He's back. He's making sense
Don't
again.
be so cold.
Please say something. I don't
What
want
if
to.
I start to enjoy it?
Oh no. I mean, like, I
If
don't
you
want to
arrange it a
contradict
certain
her, though.
way,
I mean, I feel like it's wire, but, like, that was a contradiction thingy, so I don't want to disagree. Because I feel like it's that his body was, like, tied up and suspended with the wire. What else do we have?
you can
Wire
cause the drop within the elevator.
can cause the drop.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
I don't really
That
understand here.
arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
The hammer?
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
The pillar
What
wire?
about the oil on
Maybe
the floor?
pillar wire.
The doorknob on the floor seems to...
How about we all shut up?
Silence! Don't.
What if I start to enjoy it?
I feel like it's definitely got to be something to do with the wire.
If you arrange it, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement. The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time
Oh,
we went
God.
over the pillar again?
No? Where in the hell does the pillar come out?
Crap!
Maybe wire doorknob?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
There could be
So you're
chain?
telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement.
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over
Well,
the
no, wait.
What about
Doorknob
the
doesn't
oil
make
on
any
the floor?
sense. No, wire doorknob, I mean.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what?
Silence!
I mean, I
What if
agree.
I start to enjoy it?
I mean, like, I feel like it's one of those where it's like I have the right idea, but
you
I just
arrange
don't
it
know
as
how to make the
something
game
cause the
know
So you're
that I know
telling
I have
to
the
think
right
about
idea.
That arrangement. The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
There we go.
I agree with that.
I mean, I had the right idea. I just
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
because I was like, okay, I thought maybe it was. Well, yeah, because it couldn't have been tied to the pillar. Now that I think about it, because the pillar would have dropped down. So, I guess it's just the idea of the doorknob holding up Nekomaru doesn't. I don't really buy it.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. I guess it only needed to hold him for long enough for the elevator to get to the bottom.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Mekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode.
And so this would have been done from Strawberry House. Why would Neko have been in Strawberry House though?
Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor.
Well, I mean, I know he lived there, but I'm trying to... Because if he left it... He was killed at 7:30, but he could have been suspended. We don't know how long the doorknob would have held him. I mean, I wouldn't think it would hold him very long at all.
With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Mekamaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Bonk.
You better not finish that sentence!
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves.
Granted, could you maybe manipulate the doorknob from the other side, and that's how he slipped off? It's not that it... Well, no, because it broke off.
By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Oh, no. Kazuichi, why?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
He's a chonky boy, man. The doorknob can't stay that long.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Well, obviously he fell, dumbass. Once again, I just feel like sometimes they have to make people be stupid just to add extra events. Wire, hammer, radio clock.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall?
I can't... None of these...
There's no one in the tower to push him off.
Maybe the hammer? I can't... None of
There's
nothing's
no
happening.
way they could do that.
I'm hitting buttons and nothing is happening? Or I'm hitting the...
Damn it!
Is my controller broken?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a
That was
wire,
weird. But it
how
stopped
would they
working
make him
again.
fall?
I'm not hitting anything. Now I'm
There's
hitting
no
stuff.
one in the tower to push him off.
No, my controller's working. I don't... What?
There's no way they could do that.
Nothing's happening. I don't understand.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru
It's
from
like
a
it's
wire, how would
working,
they make him fall?
and then it
There's
stops
no one
working.
in the tower to push him off.
Like, see, it stopped working again.
There's no way.
But the controller's still working. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't... Like, why does it start working and then stops working?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru,
I mean,
how
it's
would
not
they
my
make him
controller,
fall?
it's the
There's no one
game.
in the tower to push him off.
It just, like, stops once
There's
you
no
get, like,
way
5
they could
hits.
do that.
And it doesn't even let you... Dude, what is wrong with this game?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall?
It's like as soon as you do
There's no one in
5,
the tower to
you're
push him off.
done. Oh, you have a limited number of cuts.
There's no-
What the hell is that? That's never been brought up before. Okay. How do you get more cuts? They've never limited our cuts before. Okay. I didn't even know that was a mechanic.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Okay. That's...
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
And now I'm like so mind flooded, I don't
his
even
own?
remember.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Radio clock. His alarm clock. Probably alarm clock. Is alarm clock an answer?
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
None of these...
If
Alarm
he was
timer.
sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain that moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story.
Yeah, I know, I
What?
know.
Nekomaru fell on
It's
his
not that
own?
clock, it's the other clock prompt.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep.
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
He would free himself. Obviously.
What are you saying? Like, how
He would
he
start
even
doing
wake
suspended
up?
sit-ups.
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
Yeah, well,
When
he's a
Nekomaru awoke,
he's a big
he
heavy
must have
dude.
struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Yeah, the whole, like, I mean, the cut thing, like, none of the, I don't think any of the previous ones have had the cut mechanic. So, I mean, I just completely forgot that was a thing, because it's been, you know, a month since I started playing this game.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
I feel like they should introduce that mechanic. I mean, I guess they probably explained it in the tutorial, but then none of the previous trials ever utilize it, as far as I know, because I was always just slashing randomly. Like, I had no clue that was a set number of cuts, so I feel like they should have either waited to introduce that mechanic when they're actually going to use it, or utilize it sooner,
Well, that's probably
as opposed
it.
to waiting until you're like 30 hours in.
If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I should use my full power! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into gripping the doorknob with both hands, but... Clatter, 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 clatter. Not yet. Here comes the incredible strength of 1 million horsepower! So it was loosened? Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break out the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. That's really what it was. Then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's...
Wait, what were you saying here? Okay. Killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... So this seems to be heavily implying it's a suicide. That Nekomaru set that up ahead of time. Or
You
really
finally understand now?
knew that the doorknob was already weakened. And so then...
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Oh god, don't turn into a Toko.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Okay, so Kazuichi is plummeting down the power rankings while Nagito is skyrocketing up.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. that doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The only thing I can think of is he hit the pillar.
I see!
Because he would have been right above it.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
Finally!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
Okay.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
So I guess when he would have hit the pillar, that would have caused the fragments that he then landed on top of, so it's not that the body was moved.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
Who's a little baby gangster?
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
That seems kind of late. I don't remember what time they were supposed to meet up for Tai Chi, but wasn't it 7?
Nah, that's impossible. 'Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Wrong.
Now that you mention it, so did I.
Incorrect.
There was no
no.
way I could be late
has
for
to do with
Monokuma
them-
Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
Before the day they missed. Like, because I'm still under the assumption that they all missed an entire day.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
So he would have actually killed himself the day previously.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little bit more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. So we gotta go back to the clocks, I bet. Good night button, wall clock, elevator, radio clock. Okay, let's look at Fuyuhiko's account and wall clock. Let's revisit those to refresh our memory. Okay, 5 a.m. Wall clock was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm. The Kazuichi and Gundam rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagito was apparently the only one who didn't hear it. Okay. Broken doorknob, radio
Before
clock.
7 a.m., I am
Before
certain.
7 a.m.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Trying to remember. Wall clock. At 5:30, it started going off at Strawberry House. Or the wall clock was also going off at Grape House, if I remember. Because remember, we went back upstairs. Was there any... None of the stuff mentions that, though. Huh. Let's let it play out.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered.
The
One
wall...
of those must be an illusion.
I mean, granted, the wall clock could be wrong. We know
Killer
his clock
probably
is
did
right.
Some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No. It's a robotic
gotta be
clock.
it.
So it's a radio clock. So his clock is definitely right. It's that
headed
our
for Grape
clock
before
could be
7
wrong.
a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7.
Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside.
No, that's wrong!
So I feel like it's either they did somehow miss an entire day, they just all slept in,
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
or our wall clocks are messed with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
It's possible. I still feel like it's more likely that they somehow just all lost a day.
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
And if they all said the same thing.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Oh, well, why you gotta say it like that?
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Hamster food would be more preferable. This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Wait, we have to doubt the clock. Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think, if I just focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Is this a logic boy or... Okay, it's logic boy. That's race car noises. You may not be familiar with them. I don't even know what that means. Ah! This guy slipped off the edge. I kind of thought we would just continue. Like, it would kind of just let us slide on over. I should have jumped. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, hoya. Hoya. Hit him with a little hoya, and then a hoya. Okay, question 1. When the murder... Oh, no, it's where the murder happened. I thought it was when. Okay, the time in the building. Hoya. Hoya. And then a little bit of a hoya. Hit him with little dance moves. Hit him with some dance moves, some wachas, and some wachachachas. I need to jump over. I do need to jump over. Huh. Okay, and then hit him with little... we clearly just fell through the floor there. I'm gonna hit you with a fat debate on that one. I feel like I definitely should have made that. We kind of just like phased through. Okay, you gotta get some momentum, Haji. Okay. Question 2. The building's clock. I think Nekomaru's clock is right. I don't know how they could have potentially messed with it. Oh god. We're getting slightly more complicated. I mean, we're still only at the equivalent difficulty of, like, you know, the first mission in any indie game made in 2011. Back when, like, you know, games like this were pretty popular. Okay, question 3. Which of the houses had the wrong time? Both houses. Easy peasy.
It's all coming together.
So maybe they didn't lose a day. I don't know. I still feel like it makes
checked all the
sense.
clocks inside the building.
Kind
Isn't
of.
that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
I mean, you could ask the question of, like, how did everyone all manage to oversleep an entire day? I'm like, well, how did everyone all manage to lose their memories? Okay, this shit doesn't have to make sense.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
Like, how did they only lose specific memories from, like, a strict 2-year time period? I don't know, just fucking roll with it, okay?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of thought that, but they said it with such confidence, so...
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Who knows? She's right, that's the main problem. I need to clarify about how much time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Okay. Connie's account, Hiko's account. Okay. It was 2 hours. He left at 7. Hiko thought it was 5. 30 minutes later, he falls down. Okay. So it's just a 2 hours off.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death
So I know the answer. I don't.
was clearly 7:30 a.m.
No. Well, wait. Yes.
Problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that
could
can be
be
used to narrow that
Akane's?
down?
Because she mentions the rumbling at 5:30, right?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great
What?
clue.
I think that missed somehow.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough.
If
We would
only.
have heard it too.
There's no point in.
I think we just like
does not
somehow
exist in this world.
missed, even though like it very clearly hit.
If the time in the build, then we can only rely. The time of was clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to If only I heard the sound when he...
Okay.
I agree with
Like I feel like that didn't hit, but the game thought it did.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Okay, so we're gonna stop here because I need to get some food. I am absolutely starving, and it's almost ready. So I will be back in the next video, fully satiated, not hungry anymore, to finish the class trial. Oh boy, figure out who killed Nekomaru or if he killed himself. I'm still kind of leaning towards it's somehow a suicide, but I still think the only people who could have actually done the killing is like Gundam. He's like the only one that really has, I don't know. Well, I don't really have any clear, super good evidence though. It's just that I don't think any of the other Strawberry Boys could have done it. And I don't really think any of the great people could have done it either, with the exception of maybe Sonya. Maybe? And even that's kind of a stretch. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.